at school? Yeah. Okay. Okay. Good. Is that okay? We do like 12 right now.
Yeah.
All right. Let me see. So find the equation of each graph in HK form. Well, you can get the HK right away, and then we'll get the rest. So don't forget the way that you want to do it's this. The HK looks like this: h squared plus k. It's a parabola, you can tell. So that's the shape. So this is what you're gonna go by. But then you got to do some math to get everything, including a. So that's the one that you're gonna spend more time to get. Okay, so let's set it up first. I guess I'll blank it. I'll box it. So I'll get a later parenthesis x minus h. Make sure it's literally don't opposite this when you put in the actual number. Okay, like h and k literally. So the h is going to be the x, which is going to be 1 2 squared plus k. K will be 2 also. Okay, good. So far. And then now you have to get the a. To get the a, you have to find one point that is identifiable. It doesn't matter. I guess this is one of them. Yeah, that's the easiest one. So this point I'm going to use. So I'm going to use this point. And that point is I'm going to use the point is 1 comma 0, meaning that it's x y. You can pick any point. Okay, so yeah, pick any point. So it's 1 comma 0 for x and y. Okay, how does that work? Well, you're gonna plug it in. I know I blanked that one, so I guess I'm gonna go ahead and reuse it. I'm reusing it, but I'm gonna solve for the a. It's like I'm gonna get the a here, so I'll write the y is 0. It doesn't have to be. It could be anything. So I pick that point. A I'm trying to solve for. Once I get it, I'll put it in the box. X is 1 minus 2, the same h and k. Tell me if you're okay with this because it can be a little confusing at first. So I'm reusing it, and now I need the a. So I'm reusing every single thing, x and y, and then h and k, and then now I'm getting the a. Okay, so let's do it. So subtract both sides by 2, and then clean this part up. It'll be a. Now this is going to be a negative 1 squared, so it becomes 1. Is that okay? So a times 1, because you square it, is still going to be positive 1. So therefore a is negative 2. Just like that. Just go ahead and plug it in. Now you probably have to do more work to get that, but I chose something with 0, x comma y. It doesn't matter which. If you can actually do it with 0, it would be faster. It could be here or here, but I worry that I don't know which one that is. It might be a 6 or 5. I think it's a 6, negative 6. I mean, so I chose the one that I know for sure. Yeah, if it's not going to go through the 0, like the x and y axis, use any point that is identifiable, but there'll be more work here. So that's it. This is the answer. Just like that. Yep, the whole thing. HK form. Easy, huh? Like straight out.
Yeah.
Okay, that's not bad. Oh yeah, don't forget to write that here. It's 12. Wait, 13. Okay, same thing. Okay, yeah, same thing. Now this is different because it's cubic. So, but the arrangement looks similar. Third power plus k. So this is the one that you're gonna do it. So I hope you're okay. Now the one that looks like an S shape like that, it's a cubic function. Okay, so we're gonna use this, and same idea. Here's your HK right there. So your HK is right there. That's the center point. But the label, the other one, I think you're okay. The HK here. It's a really common, it's a coordinate. So exact value, okay? Don't opposite that. When do you do opposite? When you pull it out. When you actually, for example, look, if you look at this one and if they gave you this and you have to find HK, you make them opposite. Here's your HK. If you have to find HK, make sure you write opposite. What is HK? I'm making this up. If you given this form and you have to find HK, make sure your H is opposite. So I meant right there. So it'll be 2, which is opposite of that, comma 2 for the Y. It's over there. This one is the only one that's opposite. So yeah, when you pull it out, it's opposite. When you put it in, plug in, it will be exact value because the negative is already it's set. It's set to stay. Okay, so therefore,
What if your value is a negative and you put it in? Then is it a negative Does it turn into a positive?
It would turn into positive. Yeah, exactly. Yes, that's right. So let's do it. So I'll blank the A again. I'll even show the work here. So it's minus, the H is -7. So I'll write it like the old arithmetic way. I don't want to double parenthesize it. So there it is. It's like to elevate the negative a little bit to a third, plus the K is going to be 1. Okay, so it'll be a +7 here to a third. I'll even kind of, I'll write it to a third instead. So I don't forget. But then I'm going to go ahead and solve for A again. But I guess I'll bring it, I'll do the work here. I'll do the work right here. So Y, oh yeah, you got to pick a point. Identify the point. Yeah, this is not good. This graph is not good because, but you want to double check your, because mine is pixelated. Okay, I'm complaining on my end. When you send things to the app, this is a Google app, so it's actually kind of like compressed the to save memory because it's free. I'm using it as a work number. So it's a Google Voice, they call it. You might use it in the future for your work. Who knows? But tell me if you can look at this carefully for me, okay? On your paper, does it look like? I'll pick this point. Do you think that's exactly -5,
Yeah.
5?
No, that's it.
Okay, so I'll use that. So -5, 5 for x and y. Okay, so I'll plug in. So I'll plug them in. Y, and x. I'll plug in y and x here. So here's the work. The y is 5. A is the box I'm trying to find. X is -5 plus 7. Careful, I already modified that right here. Plus 7 cubed. Oh, I can't erase that. Let me see. I can erase it. Oh, yeah, I can. Good. Oops. Okay. Plus 1. Double check my math there. Okay, yeah. Solve for A. All right. 5, say 5 here. A. This is 2. -5 plus 7 is 2 to the third power. That's 8. So times 8 plus 1. I can parenthesize that if you want. Then, yeah. If it were negative here, okay, -2, it would be a -8. Okay, be careful, yeah. Like -2. Yeah. Subtract both side by 5 is 4. Divide both side by 8. So this is A, and then A reduced to 1/2 equals A. Hope you're okay with that. Subtract both side by 1. So you get 5 minus 1 is 4. Then divide both side by 8. So it's 4, 8, 1/2. So therefore 1/2. There it is. But make this is a plus, okay? That's it. This is the answer. Are you okay?
Yep, I'm just writing it down.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. That was not bad. I thought it'd be okay. You got more of it. This one, same thing. So I can see what they're trying to teach you. They want to teach you the form, the HK form of parabola, cubic function, absolute value function. That's it. These are the three that I can tell. And this is a parabola, but flip up. Oh yeah. See, look, you have to make sure that hey, if you do everything correctly, your A, see, it conform to the graph. It's negative. That means it's gonna flip down. You see, so that's why we did it right. So yeah, you want to kind of like double check things. This one, the form of this number 14 is A absolute value of x minus h plus k. Absolute value. I think you recognize that. So we're gonna use this same idea. Absolute value here. All right. So hk. This is your hk. So it's -5 comma -2. Your hk. All right, so I'll use that. I'll blank this. I mean, you could write A, okay? I keep blanking it. It looks kind of clean. X minus. I mean, technically, you could just write them all in one shot. Could you imagine? But I'll write it bit by bit so you see where I'm getting at. How I'm getting it. So H is -5. Same thing again. This time I'll rewrite it. That's a plus on the bottom. Plus K plus -2, but it will be -2. I'll even write everything based off the form of the function, and then the y. Okay, so all right, so I'll clean it up right now, and I'm about to fill in that. So x plus 5 minus 2. So this is almost done. All right, so I'll pick a point, and it looks to me this is the one that I can tell. I mean, this is a -9, I know, but I'll take a -1 instead. So it'll be -1 comma 0. Yeah, it has 0 in it, so this is the best choice to pick. So I'll plug it in to get the A. Say, here we go. Y is 0. A, absolute value of -1 plus 5 minus 2. Yeah. Okay, clean it up. So A times absolute value of 4 is still going to be 4. 0. Add both sides by 2 equals A times 4. 0 from here. Sorry. Yeah, add both sides by 2. Hope you okay, follow. And that's it. And divide both sides by 4. It'll be 1/2. A equals 1/2. Divide both sides by 2. 2/4 reduced to 1/2. So, and then put it back here, and this is the final answer here. Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm just writing it down. Sorry.
Okay. Yeah, divide both sides by 4 here. Yeah. Okay. Same thing with this. Should I do it, or should I continue on? What do you think?
We can just continue on, and then I'll try it out later. Make
Okay.
sure I got it.
Okay, good. All right, let's see 16. All right, so identify the zeros. The zeros are the intercept. When you set each factor equal to 0, all the factors. So we'll do that. I see. It's all in the box here. We're gonna have to fill it anyway. And factor first, if necessary. They all factored for you. So good. You don't have to do. So that means this is not necessary. Determine the degree, the number, turning point, behavior. Okay, got it. Okay, it's just trying to reiterate what you're gonna be filling in the box. Okay, 0. You could eye it. Zeros. When you set x equal to 0, all of it, including the x. So it's 0. If you set this equal to 0 and solve, it'll be +3. I think you're okay. Opposite. Add both sides by 3. Set this equal to 0 and solve. The whole thing. Add both sides by 2. It'll be 2. So there you go. 0. Actually, you should write x equals, okay? X equals all that. Like, yeah, that comma, x equals. Okay. All right. Degree. It doesn't matter. I can do this. I can do any order here. But degree, I guess we'll do degree is easiest, fastest. If you want to multiply all this together, like, I don't know, normally you're probably gonna distribute this and then foil it first, then times it by x. The highest power, it will be 3. That is the degree. Yeah, whatever the highest power of the polynomial is, it's called the degree. So that's 3. Okay. Yeah, we'll do the end behavior last because we're probably gonna have to sketch it a little bit. Do we have to? Yeah, you have to sketch it right here. Sketch the graph. Okay. Y-intercept. So y-intercept means your x gotta be 0. So I'm glad they only asked for y-intercept. So let's do the math here. Actually, I'll indent it over a little bit. So y equals 0 times 0 minus 3, 0 minus 2. Yeah, just I want to write it. I don't want to mentally do it. You can make a mistake here. Now, when this happens, right, you don't have to work it through. If you have straight multiplication, if you're timing the whole thing by 0, the whole thing will be 0. Is that okay? Yeah, imagine that. You can show the work you want. This will be like a -3, -2, but then you have 0 timing all of that. You can time this to become a 6, but you're still gonna have to times it by 0. In the end, it will be 0. Yeah. But be careful. It only works if it's straight multiplication. Like you got that 0 for the main thing to multiply by something else, the rest. So anyway, so that's your y-intercept. You can do 0, 0 because x is 0, your y is 0. Yeah. Okay, that looks good. Max number of turning points. Okay, if you wonder what that means, like how many turning point that is max. Okay, let me give you an example. This is not the graph. I'm just gonna sketch it. I'm making this up. So okay, I'll make it like this. So max number of turning points 1, 2, 3. Is that okay? Like that. I hope you're okay. Now, some people can interpret this different too in calculus. They might say the maximum. Like the max is this is the max. This is the min. So the maxes are those two and the min. I don't think so. I think they should not have to capitalize that because it's distracting. I don't know who
Yeah.
wrote this, but okay. But I'm pretty sure it's right. But okay, but we'll figure that out by doing this. You may have to remember this part. Let me give you the rundown. So this is going to be a third power, x to the third power. So it looks something like this. If you have a positive, x to the third power plus blah, 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 whatever. Not plus and minus, the positive. If you rearrange it and you identify it to be positive, which it is. You see in the front here, you don't have any negative in front of the x or anything. So therefore, it's a positive third power polynomial. The graph will look something like this. So that means it's like down up, from left to right, like down up. But in calculus, you have to actually, oh yeah, we have to do it calculus now. They'll talk this way. So let me explain. Yeah, this could be fancy, okay? But wait, let me do the other variant, the negative. If it were negative, you gotta know both, because what if it is negative, but it's not? Because you look at this as positive, you can tell this is positive. But if it were negative, what would happen? If you rearrange the polynomial, whatever, and you know that's third power, and it's negative here. The graph of this one will look like this. It's decreasing. It's like, well, it's not always decreasing. It's like it's up and down, but it looks like this. It's like start from coming up. In like earlier on, you don't use this notation. The way they talk, it's like from left to right. Let's say this one from left to right, it's down up, from left to right, down up. But then this one will be up down, from left to right, up down. But the way this is, the notation goes like this. But first, you have to identify which one is it. This is the one that we're talking about. Okay, and now you can graph first before you even answer this. Let's do it to be detailed about it. How do you graph it? I'm going to force this in here. How? Well, you have to get the intercepts and go through it. Like the intercepts right here, here, and here. Those are the intercepts. So we're going to kind of do that. So one of the intercept is 0, like the zeros. I'm sorry, yeah, we're doing the 0 here. The 3 and the 2, okay, all that. So we're going to plot that 0, 3, and 2. But I'll do 2 and then 3, like that. And it's going to be cramped up. So, but don't worry. Now you're not gonna do anything weird. You're gonna force this in there, be like a little artist, and do it. You don't have to worry about how high, how low you're gonna go. Obviously, it's not gonna be something like this. Okay, don't do that. It's not realistic. But you can do something like this. See, there.
Mm-hmm.
This is it. So the graph will look something like that. But let me make it more curvy. There you go. Okay. Based on this, you can answer this too, right here. So maximum number of turning points for a third power polynomial, a cubic polynomial, it's 1 and 2. Is that okay? Yeah, if you know your shape, you know how to sketch it. So there's just two turning points, max turning points. 1, it turns 2, like when it's come back, and the humps and the crevice. So 2 turning points. Now this thing, not some student have difficulty understanding it. The way it says that as x approaches, this the arrow thing is like as x approaches negative infinity. What does that mean? Well, x approaching negative infinity. Careful, it's not the arrow downward, it's not the arrow upward. It's x approaching negative infinity. So it's like this. You'll be approaching negative infinity. Like this is the way I see it in my head, and exactly what you're supposed to when you're taught to do this. Sometimes people describe it differently, but you do long enough, you see it like that. So you scan to the x being way to the negative infinity. Okay, you imagine that, but you have to incorporate the graph into it. So when you look this way, look this way, look this way, what happens to your y? So that's what it's saying. As x approaches negative infinity, what happens to your y? Your y will approach negative infinity. Is that okay? Yeah, so it's approaching negative infinity. Negative infinity. So here's the answer. Because it's going down. If it were going up like this one, if you were going up like this one, right? And then it's asking the same thing as x approaching negative infinity. So you still be eyeing this way, but your y is going up. Yeah, you see that? There it is. So that means this one, as x approaches positive infinity. So if you kind of look over that way, your y is approaching positive infinity, but you don't have to write the positive symbol. So it's assumed to be positive. You could if you want to emphasize it, but you don't have to. Normally they don't put it, but it's going up positively, as x approaches positive infinity. Okay, that's that. Done. Okay, right, same thing. Now 17 will be this one. See, could you see the 17 will be that one, and it's also a third power. If you pretend you multiply it all out, it'll be a third power. So it'll be like, I'll even write it. I forgot to write on the other one. So you're able to you'll get a negative x to a third power plus something 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 back there, x squared, whatever. You don't have to worry about that. So that's what you're going to get. That means it's going to look something like this. And the turning points is still going to be 2. You can always answer that for any of them, so it'll be still 2. But we'll get to the details, but it's going to be 2. All right, we're going to set, so we're going to do zeros now. We're going to set each one equal to 0. Imagine set each of the factors equal to 0. Therefore, the first one, x is going to be equal to -1. Now, it's not this negative. That's outside independently. It's not part of it. So you just set the factor, not including the negative, just the factor equal to 0. Imagine you set it. So therefore, it's the first one is -1. The second one is 3, positive 3. I'll do it in order. And then -2. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, we can plot it right now. Just go and prepare for it. There's -1, and here's your 3, and your -2. Yeah, it's kind of clumped together. Yeah, no worries. We'll do it now. Y-intercept. Yeah, this one I see it went through 0 here. Oh, I'm glad I did that. Dude, man, when you draw, I'm sorry, try to erase it and try to force it going through a 0 there. Okay, I sketch it. Not so great, but go through the 0, there because that's the intercept of the line. Okay, but this one we'll deal with it. But okay, degree again is will be 3 because if you multiply it out, the highest degree will be 3. All right, y-intercept. Okay, let's do y-intercept. Let x equal to 0. I'll do it here. I'll cramp it in. It'll be a negative 0 plus 1, 0 minus 3, 0 plus 2. So if you clean this up, it'll be a negative 1. This negative is this negative here. The 1 from the parenthesis. I'll even parenthesize it. 1, -3, and a 2. Okay. So you multiply it all out, it'll be positive because there's two negatives here. So it's 6, positive 6. That means the y-intercept will be up 6. All the way up 5, 6 right here. Okay, then we'll conform to that. We're gonna plot through it. I think we have to do that now anyway. It'll be 0,6, sorry. 0,6. 0 for x, y is 6. Okay, so we're gonna get comfortable with the way this looks here. I don't know how we can do that. Wait, I made a mistake. It's possible that I made a mistake. How do I even make it look like that? All right, let's try it. Okay, I can do it. Yeah, man. So it's gonna be something like this. Okay, but look, I think I know better. I could even punch in the calculator. Okay, I have a feeling it will look just like this. When we have time, we'll punch in. It will look something like this. Now, it doesn't mean this is the highest point. Get it? So you have to kind of like make it more, be an artist here. Watch, it's going to go down like this, and the highest point is somewhere up there. See? Yeah, there you go. See? I know it's like, what the heck? Yeah, so yeah. I've done this long enough to actually make it work. And I'm pretty sure if I graph it, it will look something like this. Pretty sure. Yeah. I'm going to put it in the calculator. Okay, now you can answer the in behavior as an x approaching negative infinity. So you're looking this way. That means your y will go to positive infinity. So you can just write infinity symbol. You don't have to positive. Okay, and then as x approaches positive infinity, your y is going down. So it's going to be negative infinity. I hope you're okay with that. There you go. That's it. Pretty sure. Look, even this one looks similar to that one. You see? Yeah, look at that. It looks like it's going through. See, right there. And then you have It's not the same graph, but it's not the same function. I mean, but it looks similar, and it went down a little bit for this one. Yeah. Anyway, okay. Let's look at this one. You okay with this? 17. Yeah. 17, you okay? All right. All right. Okay, let's do 18, okay? So what is the instruction for 18? Oh, here. I see it's all on the bottom again. Factored form, 0. Okay, factored form. Let's factor this. So you have to do the GCF, remember, first? So GCF is x squared. But yeah, be neat about it, I guess. So factor out the x squared first, then we'll clean up the rest. X squared times what will give you x to the fourth, be x squared. X squared times what will give you a plus x to the third, be x. X squared times what will give you a negative x squared. I mean, negative 20x squared, it'll be negative 20, like that. Okay, so far. But then the trinomial is likely to be factorable, so you have to try it. So you're gonna factor the trinomial. So I don't know how you're okay with this. It's like you want to do the first and the last. Don't worry about the negative sign or even here and here. Don't worry. So first will be x and x to give you x squared. Last, the combination of what times what will give you 20. I recommend you do the number close to each other. 5 and 4. There's 20 and 1, and there's 2 and 10. But you always go for the numbers close to each other. The product of 2 must be close to each other to get the 20. And then you have to do the sign. You remember, okay? So this should be plus here and minus here. The outer is negative 4x, inner is positive 5x. When you add it, it'll be positive x, 1x. How's that for you? Is that okay? Yeah. Okay. Now, this is, let's also look at the rule. If you have y x to the fourth power, I think your teacher went through this with you, and it's positive in front here. The graph will look like this. It's like a W shape, okay, but more smoothly. But if you have a y equals a negative x to the fourth power plus whatever there, it'll be an M shape. So you can copy this down, yeah. So you just need to know it so that it will help you sketch thing or also know the end behavior of it. Like end behavior for this one, as x approaches negative infinity, is y in positive infinity, both of them. Doesn't matter which negative or positive, it'd be, and then y will approach a negative infinity for the negative one, the negative here. I forgot to emphasize that. So it's a negative x to the fourth power. All right. So factored form. Oh yeah. So I guess you just write it that, but I would recommend you write the whole thing with the y in here. X minus 4. I don't like recopying this. Sometimes I recopy. I could make a mistake copying it, but be neat. Yeah. Right. Zeros. Okay, you're gonna set each one equal to 0, like this here, this where equal to 0. X squared equal to 0. It's still gonna be 0 for the first one. So it's x equals 0 when you set equal to 0. The next one is gonna be negative 5. You set x plus 5 equal to 0. Solve for it. It'd be negative 5. X minus 4 equal to 0. So it'll be 4. There. Let's plot that. 0, negative 5, and a positive 4 here. Okay, we'll come back to it. All right, y-intercept. Same thing. You x squared will be 0, and imagine the rest is also going to be plugged in, but the whole thing will be 0 again. You see it? Yeah. So you're going to do whatever the y is going to be equal to 0, no matter what you do. So your y-intercept would be 0. So here's your y-intercept. So I forgot to label the work I did for the other ones. This is the y-intercept that I've done here. So it's right here. It's the same thing. Oh, it's the same thing as x-intercept. Is that okay? Yeah. So you get those. They overlap. X and y-intercept the same. So this is 0, 0. And it's right here too. That's also 0, 0. Negative 5, 0. 4, 0. Coordinate x-intercepts. Degree, 4. If you multiply it out, can you tell? Yeah. Oh, they already gave it to you. Dang it. I'm tired. I've been doing this. They gave it to you already. So yeah, if you were to multiply this out, it would be the fourth power. All right, max number of turns. Yeah, you can look at the guide here. There's 1, 2, 3. So if you want to know, it's always one lower than the highest degree. See, like the third power would be 2, fourth power would be 3. One lower than the highest degree. So this case would be 3 max turning points. All right, then based on the original, it being positive here. See, being positive here, being positive right here in the highest degree, being positive. So it's going to look like that. So as x approaches negative infinity, y will approach positive infinity. And the same thing for the other one. X approaches, so positive infinity. So just write infinity. And same thing for, negative side, positive side, y also positive infinity. I hope you're okay with that. Yeah, going this way, y will go up, positive infinity. Doesn't matter. All right, that's done for that one. Same idea for this one, but you got to factor also. Okay, yeah, it's done, right? Yeah. So we got to sketch it. Let's sketch it. So we're gonna force in the W shape. So no problem. So it's something like this. Oh, how do I do that? Let me see. Let me see here. Wait, how do I do that? Notice, look,
I see.
there's a concept. There is a concept I forgot. No wonder. You see, look, it has to come to me when I try to do something. It has to go together. It doesn't go together. There's a reason why. If you ever have anything squared, it's called bounce. I think your teacher might have mentioned that, right? It will bounce, so you don't go through it. So what will happen here is that you're going to bounce at 0, but you're going to have to do your best to conform to this. So it's going to be the hump here, right here, that you're going to bounce. Yeah, so if it's raised to the odd power, like 1 here is 1 here, like it's going to go through. If it's odd power, no kidding. If this were squared, like +5, you'll bounce at -5, opposite there. Okay, don't forget it's opposite there. Bounce at 4 here if it's squared right here. But I don't think you're going to have to worry about that yet. It's a little bit advanced. So only the x squared, I guess, for now. So here we go. It's going to go through like this. Boop, bounce. There it is. See it? But just touch it and one time, like bounce it. Boop, like that. And back up. Let me draw it better. Yeah, I know. Wait, I know. Yeah, I've been doing this a long time, but the thing is that my iPad mini is actually too small for the screen. I used to have a bigger size, but there you go. But because I wanted to make sure this is a smooth hump right here. Get it? Like, yeah, make it smooth there. Don't worry. You don't really have to be perfect. Your teacher does not mind because you guys are still learning. So don't worry. So there's your graph. Don't worry about how low each one is going to go. Okay. Yeah. Just kind of, they're not necessarily the same level. So don't worry about it. Yeah. All right. Factored form. All right. Let's do it. Common factor is only x, no number part. So 8x squared minus 2x minus 15 equals y. Continue with that. Oh, you don't have to write y until later if you want. So x stays x, but you can factor this part, the trinomial likely. So I hope you're okay with this. Look, you're gonna guess the combination of the first and write it here. Okay, and then you're gonna guess the combination of the last. Don't worry about the sign, and you're gonna write it here. The product of them. So the product of the first to get you 8x squared. Try the number that's close to each other first, which is 4x and 2x. That guessing combination is high percentage to be correct. Like, yeah, from experience, there's documentation on this, so don't worry. Yeah. All right, then the last, I'll keep it like that. If I need to modify to 8 and 1, I'll do it. But right now, it's likely to be 4 and 2, 4x and 2x, 15. Now, again, you're going to try number close to each other, like 3 and 5. But how do you know? Do I put 3 first? Do I put 5? Well, you have to, if you do enough, you know. So I'll do it this way first. I'll do 5 and 3. Okay, so if I know my first and last is fine. Don't worry about the negative yet. I want to test out the outer inner. So the outer, I'm going to get outer, I'm going to get 12. Inner, I'm going to like 12x. Inner, I'm going to get 10x. Yeah, I can subtract, I can get it too. So this is the right combination. I know you might have to try it out. Watch, if I do it wrong, take a look. If I do 3 here and I do 5 here, the outer is 20, inner is 6. Too far apart for you to get a 2 out of it, like subtract or add. See? So therefore, you have to switch them. Yeah, but don't give up with the combination just yet. Just because you guessed the placement wrong does not mean it's entirely wrong combination. So it's 5 there and 3 here. Had you used 15 and 1, it'd be too far apart, so you're not going to get it. So this is the right combination because it's 12 and then 10. I can subtract them. So I want a negative 12. and a positive 10. So negative 12 can only happen right here being negative 3, and a positive 10 can only be happen when this is plus. So there it is. But you kind of want to check for the last to give you a negative 15, and it will. A positive 5 times a negative 3 is negative 15, so it's right. The whole thing is right. There you go. Yeah, I know we don't have had enough practice, at least together, like how I would show you a lot of them. But I think you have an idea, and that's how you can do it. So you don't have to do it any like lengthy. Oh my gosh, you wouldn't believe. Yeah, I think you've seen it. I'm sorry, you've seen it. Like grouping, like they make a whole bunch. Like you multiply the outside here, dude. You don't want to do that. Look, if you do any other method, it's called AC grouping. You have to multiply 8 times 15. It's a huge number, right? And you have to come up with the proper product combination that actually combine to give you a -2. You spend forever. Okay, so this is why the try and error, the guessing, it's the key. All student in college always do it. They still doing in math. Um, but think about what I said. You want to do the closest combination first, like 2 and 8 to give 2 and 4 to give you 8, and closest combination to give you the 15. Try those first before you use 8 and 1, and then like something else. 15 and 1. Yeah. So anyway, so this is it. All right, continue on. So you'll be writing that here, okay? Right here, up there, the factor form. Zeros. Set each factor equals 0. Each factor equals 0. So if you set that x equals 0, then it'll be 0. If you set 4x plus 5 equals to 0, and you solve, subtract both side by 5, divide both side by 4. So it'll be a negative 5/4. Hope you're okay with that.
Mhm.
Same thing with this. Add both side by 3, divide both side by 2 if you set it equal to 0. So it becomes 3/2. Yeah, double check. Okay, yeah, there you go. Right, degree, we can write that right now. It's a third degree, 3 degree. Oh, let's plot this thing. 0 right there for the x-intercept. Now this one you could think a mixed number. This is what is that? 1 and 1/4, negative 1 and 1/4. This one is 1 and 1/2. So convert it into a mixed number so you can have a good approximate how you plot. When you plot it, double check. Yeah, negative 1 and 1/4. So somewhere right here, like a quarter over, like negative 1, and 1 and 1/2, right there. Well, okay, we'll squeeze it in like between 1 and 2. We'll force the graph through those points. All right, y-intercept. Let's do y-intercept to help out, smooth out. So y-intercept, I'm doing y-intercept here. So y equals, it'll be 0. Can you imagine? Everything will be 0 because you're timing it by 0. Therefore, y is 0. So therefore, the rest of it'll be 0. Y equals 0. So it shares the same intercept as the x. So there's no up somewhere here or down somewhere here. So yeah, okay, we'll deal with it. So it's 0, 0 also, which is the same thing as this. If you were to write as coordinate form. Okay, now max turn. Back to like the reference, the way I sketch it, third power like this. See, maximum turn is always 1 less degree. 1, 2 turns. 1, 2. So one less than the degree. So it's 2 always. So 2, third power, third degree. Yeah. All right, now in behavior. Oh, let's just sketch it first. In behavior is the same idea. It's positive. Oh yeah, don't forget this is positive. Third power. So it's going to look like this. Yeah. So we could even answer without sketching if you want. Let's do that first. As x approaches, negative infinity, your y is down. So it approaches negative infinity. So it's negative infinity. As x approaches positive infinity, your y will be positive infinity or just infinity. Okay, now let's sketch this thing. All right, so I'm going to try to force that. And there is no bounce. There's no bounce. So we're going to go through
Yeah.
straight through. So there it is. Just kind of like a little, the humps are really, minimized a bit. Minimal. So something like this. There you go. Let's go through them like that. Good enough. All right. So now come up with the equation for these. So expect this is going to be a negative x to the third power plus something, like y equals negative, like that. So that's like how you want to kind of see it. Yeah. So, all right. Intercept intercept form. Oh, wait, right? Let me see. Write the equation of each polynomial. Okay, so so you got to do a couple of things here. You know, it's going to be a third power, so you're going to have to identify the x-intercept. There's careful. This one is tricky. This is a bounce. See, it's a bounce. That means you're gonna write opposite there and square it, and then here it's just gonna be to the first power. So let me show you. So, but okay, you don't know what the a is. There's always an a, and then I'll write the factors. So this one, it will be squared. I'll write that one first. What is that? X minus 2. Oh, no, make sure, I'm sorry, opposite. Make sure, right? Wait, sorry. Think about that. When you set this equal to 0, it has to be, if you set it equal to 0, it become a negative 2, right? So that's why you do opposite. But then at the same time, it has to be squared. I hope you're okay with that because you're bouncing it. Okay? Make sure it's opposite there. This one also is opposite, but you only raise to the first power. But that means you don't have to use any power. You don't have to write the exponent. It'll be 2, but you have to do a negative 2. So x minus 2. I hope you're okay with that. You want to think about it, you can let me know, okay? Like you make them opposite here and opposite here. I hope you're okay because if you set them equal to 0, imagine you set this equal to 0, you know, and then you solve for it, become positive 2. That's why it's this one. See that? The 0 or the intercept.
Yeah.
Zeros are intercepts. Same thing for this one. If you set it equal to 0, it'd be a negative 2. That's why in the graph it'd be negative 2. So that's you have to keep that in mind. I know it's a lot, dude. That's so much, man. I'm sorry, man. There's so much, right? That you have to know, like to keep in mind to get it right for the whole thing. Okay, now you have to get A. I mean, you will pick a point again. Yeah, you have to pick a point again. But don't be careful. You cannot pick the intercepts again that you already used. Oh yeah, that's one thing you got to keep in mind. Keep in mind. So it looks to me it's this one. I hope that's okay. You look at your paper. I think it's right. So it's going to be 6, 7, 8. So this point is the one that I'm going to use. What is that? 0, comma 8. The y-intercept is best. Yeah, do y-intercept. You cannot use x-intercept anymore because you already used them. So you use y-intercept. So we're going to do that. X and y will be that. Right, therefore, let's do it. So y is 8. The box is A. You're going to solve for. X is going to be 0 plus 2 squared. 0 minus 2. So let's clean this up. I'll kind of bring it over here a little bit. It'll be 8 equals A times 4. I hope you're okay with that. Times negative 2. I'll put it in parentheses because it's 2 squared would be 4. But then it'd be minus 2 only because 2 squared is 4. You okay? And clean it up. It'll be 8 times, I'll write it in that order. Negative 8 here, and then 8 here. Divide both sides by negative 8. So your A is negative 1. Okay, A divided by negative 8, negative 1. So therefore, this is negative 1. And it makes sense. So this is your negative 1. It makes sense. It's going down. You see? It's negative. There you go. So that's it. So intercept form is right here. Oh man, I don't like the standard form. You're going to expend a lot of energy. So anyway, your intercept form is right here. You can copy all that here. But then if you do standard form, you have to FOIL this whole thing, dude. You want to see it? If you were to write it standard form, it'll look like this. So negative 1, you don't have to write the 1, but you have to write the negative. So you have to do this whole thing. You have to multiply it all out. Yeah. You okay? That whole thing is here. You see it? Yeah. FOIL it. Now, you could do this on your own, but I'm going to do this mentally quickly to some extent. So I can FOIL this part pretty quickly. Actually, I'll do this to you first. If you actually do it long enough, you know which one to pick first. So I'm going to do this too is a difference of squares. So I'll do that one first. It'll be x to the second power minus 4. The outer inner cancel, don't worry. And then I'll copy this. And then leave that negative 1 all the way to the end until you, don't bother with that. You're going to make, you can make a mistake here. So I'm going to FOIL this now. All right, let me see. X to the third, outer, careful on this one. Outer is going to be negative 4x, inner minus 2x squared. Last is plus 8. Let me double check here. And then you can distribute the negative inside. Let me double check here. Third, outside, inside, last. Yeah. So I'll distribute the negative 1 now. It'll be negative 3x. Then I'll rearrange it later. 4x, opposite all that, minus 8. Now, you can stop here and your teacher will accept it. Oh, forgot the square, see? You can stop here if you want, but I'm going to rewrite it with descending order because that's standard thing that they always do. Oh yeah, you know what? Standard form, you may have to do it. But if you miss this part and you just stop here, your teacher will likely let you go with it. But here it is, descending order, 3, 2, and 1. 4x is really 4x to the first power. And then 8x to the 0 power. No kidding. Yeah? X to the 0 power, but they don't write it. Because anything to 0 power is 1, therefore it's still negative 8. There it is. This is your standard form that you put here. Yeah. All right, dude. I guess we finish this one. Now I know you may have more. I can do it, but you see how long this is going to be. Let's do this one. Expect this is going to be x to the fourth positive. So this is, I think you anticipate that. It'll be positive. Yeah, the w. So this is what's going to look like. My y. Okay, that's my y. Okay. All right. So intercept form. So here, this is bounce, and this is go through. So I'll do it in order. By equals a. We don't know what a is. The first one, opposite again, opposite here. So that's what is that? Negative 3 will become x plus 3 going through. So no, and then 0. Then this is 0. So it's going to be x squared. You don't have to parenthesize it, but I'll parenthesize it. You get that part right here? Yeah, it'd be 0. And the last one, opposite there again. That's a 6, I think. No, 5. So it'd be x minus 5, opposite there. Double check. Yeah, it's 5. I can't see that, but it is a 5 because I count the tick mark 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. All right. You don't have to rearrange it if you want. You could. I'll rearrange it. A x squared or box. I'll just do box. I've been doing box. I'll rearrange it x squared parentheses x plus 3 x minus 5. So we're gonna deal with this here. You have to solve for a again. So look for where don't reuse the intercepts. Look for where you think you know for sure. See, this is not a good one. It's not good, dude, because you might think this is it, but I have to say it might not be. What do you think? Is this the point right here? Look, your teacher will likely will be okay with it if some student picked this, but I have a feeling it might not be exactly negative 2 comma negative 1. I don't think so. But could you look at this point right here? Do you think it goes through that right there?
Yeah, the one at the -4, +5. I think that one's pretty certain.
Yeah, you might want to do it. What it is that? Yeah, this is not good. This graph is not good. At least the way it's printed. You want to emphasize it by on the graph. You put a point there, and then you emphasize that hey, it's a -4 comma 6. Is that right? Like that. 5. Thank you. 5. Yeah. So you emphasize that. So that means your teacher will know that you're using it. So even if it may not be correct, your teacher understood why you chose those numbers. Don't forget, your teacher has a solution to it. That means this is more like computerized. It's precise. So I don't know which one they picked. Yeah, so I'm assuming that is the one. It might not be. It might be some other points. But okay, so let's plug it in. I'll plug it in here to get my A. So y, the y is going to be 5. A is what we're going to solve for. X will be -4 squared. And -4 plus 3. -4 minus 5 for x. This is my xy I'm using. Yeah. -4 minus 5. Okay, clean this up. 16. -1. -9. And 5. Okay, so it'll be positive over here. 16 times 9. That's 90. 54. So it should be 144. I use the calculator. Check. Yeah, it's positive because you got 2 negatives over here and 5. See, this is why I think it might not be negative 5, 4 that it goes through. You see what I mean? Yeah.
Mm.
It's just an odd A, but it could be. Who knows? Okay, your teacher will be fine. Trust me. But on the test will be more like apparent. It's not going to be something you're going to. Sorry, my A is here. Okay, A times that. I'll just commutatively. So it's my A there. Yeah, yeah. Now I have a feeling it might not be it, but it's okay. Your teacher knows that you're learning this thing. So anyway, maybe 5 over 144 here, and that will be right here, you know? So 5 over 144, that's your A. Yeah, man, I'm like, you know why? I mean, I don't like it because if you were to do the standard form, you have to distribute that in. No. Oh man, no. Let me look. I can't see it. Yeah, I cannot see. Okay, it's likely going to be correct. If you cannot see the actual point, the crosshair, and that's it. But then it may be this one that's cleaner, you know? I don't know that, but normally the hump, you don't really know. Trust me. In calculus, it's not. See, look, if I make a cross here, it's the hump is a little bit over on this side of the grid, of the tick mark. See that? If you look carefully, so I'm pretty sure it's not it. In calculus, you know it's not a perfect number, dude. If you do calculus, you know it. So it's like it bent over, it's over there more, and it's even lower than a -1, you know? So, okay, I think it's good. Just double check the math. I'm pretty sure it's good. -1, -9. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, you got to multiply this thing out, you know, and then put the 5 over 44 in front of it. So let's do the math a little bit. I'll leave the 1 4 here. And then I'll FOIL this first, and I'll leave the x squared out there. So I'll FOIL that. Let's see. First, outside, inside, you know, outer, it's -5x, inner, and you'll get 2x. And last will be -15. Then you distribute this in. And then, yeah, that 5, 4, 4, I'm going to leave it there for now. So I distribute the x squared in, it'll be x to the 4th minus, well, parenthesize, careful, parenthesize, like you're going to do it here first. Minus 2x to the 3rd minus 15x squared. And distribute this in. But I don't think I want to do that. But yeah, so this is it. But you should distribute it in. But the thing is that I think this is not well-written problem. The graph is not, yeah. So you can write that here. But but you have to distribute it in. But I'll try to see what it looks like here. 44x 4th. If you multiply it to the 2 can cancel out with that, like half of it. 50, 72. 1 over 72 x cubed. And the last is just going to be 45, was that? No, 65, I think. 75. Minus 75 over 144. So I don't believe this is correct as the answer of this. But anyway, if you were to do this, your teacher has to accept it. I'm pretty sure. Okay, because yeah, you're learning this thing, and it's like you just do what you know you're supposed to do. But anyway, check with the class. But okay, is that good? Unless you want me to do another one, like you have another page.
There's no more.
Oh, okay. Right. I hope you're okay.